Association. Next from CBS Sports, the home of the NBA Finals.
The Detroit Pistons have struggled lately, and that is no way to get playoff ready. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bulls are on the way to their best record in 13 years. Two teams spotlighted by two showmen, both from the Windy City, both with superior skills, both taking center stage today. The Pistons have gained a reputation as the NBA's bad boys. They prefer to call it hard drive and intensity. The Bulls are trying not to be Chicago Air Jordan, fitting other pieces to the puzzle. The Central Division plays a brand of ball like the NFL's old black and blue, take no prisoners. Outside Detroit, the Pontiac Silverdome has been the scene for record crowds and an NBA single-season record attendance. It's the Bulls and the Pistons. And welcome to the Pontiac Silverdome for the continuation of the heated rivalry in the Central Division between the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons. And good afternoon again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton. You know, the 32-29 on the year, the Pistons 46-24. And Detroit will begin 4 road games in a row Tuesday in New Jersey, but finish with 5 out of 7 at home. No, this is key. Michael Jordan, the leading scorer in the NBA, has averaged 34 against Detroit, but has not hit 50% in any game against the Pistons, who control the opening tip. Vincent is on Thomas. Sellers will be guarding Lane Beer. Likes to move outside. Dantley, with his familiar inside moves, gives Detroit the lead.
Well, right off the bat, we see a mistake by Chicago defensively. They want to double down on Adrian Dantley as soon as he puts the ball on the floor.
He starts after 19 games on the bench, was out 10 with a sprained ankle. Not 100% though. Jordan, turnaround over Dumars. And Oakley boxed out Mahorn well.
Michael Jordan is known to be a slow starter.
He was a slow starter in Portland the other night and then ran off 20 consecutive points to the amazement of even his coach, Doug Collins.
Yeah, he's just playing magnificent basketball for this team.
Lane Beer hits outside. Lane Beer, frankly, is below standards in shooting, scoring, and rebounding from a year ago. In fact, he's amongst his career low in a lot of those categories, but he hits that shot, and if he gets going.
Well, rebounding, one of the reasons is Mahorn and Rodman have done so well on the defensive boards.
Sellers misses everything, might have skimmed the rim, and it's going to be Pistons ball. The Detroit Pistons losing 3 in a row for the first time, as we mentioned, and the last team in the NBA, by the way, to have lost 3 in a row. That says a lot. Dantley with a good step on Sellers, and no basket if it goes. A foul is called against Chicago, and it'll be against Brad Sellers.
Well, when you're playing Andrea Dantley, you can't allow him to receive the basketball that close to the basket. You have to force him out on the court. If anything, give up the jump shot.
Isiah Thomas has had a tremendous week, scoring a lot more, gets it into Mahorn. So already the Pistons have scored with the 2 forwards, Mahorn and Dantley, both inside.
During this bad stretch for Detroit, it hasn't been their starts, it's been their finishes.
Speaking of finishes, there's Sam Vincent. In 18 games has been scoring and feeding off. He's in double figures assist-wise. And as Billy mentioned, the tempo for the Bulls has increased dramatically. Against Corzine, Mahorn is short, and Corzine gets the rebound. You know, Bill, besides Vincent, Corzine has really come to play at center. He's been a big help.
And a big factor, Doug Collins has been able to use his minutes more effectively.
Jordan with his second basket. Dantley against Oakley, giving up a lot of inches. But he knows how to do it, doesn't he?
Well, so far in this basketball game, it's just one pass and a shot, easy basket for either team. Neither team has been able to establish any intensity defensively.
2.5 gone by. Pistons by 2. Jordan can go wild at any time, averaging over 34 a game. And Dumars committing the foul. Make it Rick Mahorn. Mahorn's first foul.
You know, Doug Collins said, watching Michael Jordan, every game he shows him something new. It's, you know, the great players have that ability. They have such a repertoire of offensive moves or defensive moves.
Oakley, baseline shot. Oakley
from Michael Jordan.
We're tied at 8. Again, they go into the low post. The Pistons obviously starting out with inside play. Dumars, Joe Dumars, having his best year, a superb two-way guard, and the Pistons have hit 5 of their first 6. Coming right back is Vincent. Mahorn cleared. Haven't really had any fast breaks yet. It's been a half-court game so far. Thomas. Fighting inside Laimbeer. Laimbeer boxed out Brad Sellers and got the basket.
Right now, the Chicago Bulls are just flat. They're not on their toes defensively. They're not reacting well at the defensive end of the court.
They won 4 out of 5 on the road. They started the year winning 8 of their first 9 away from Chicago Stadium. Jordan, foul, and Dumars picks up his first foul, and Michael Jordan will go to the line. And steals as well. He has made himself into a mighty fine defensive player.
Well, I can't believe that he won't be first-team all-defense this year in the NBA.
Fighting through the screen was Jordan. Dumars long range. Sometimes that's the problem the Pistons get into when they start to go perimeter exclusively.
And not looking to penetrate.
Oakley gets inside and gets the layup.
Charles Oakley.
Well, there's the effect of Sam Vincent. They're able to get out and run. Oakley looking to fill the lane.
Tied at 12, just under 8 minutes to go in the first period.
Doug Collins feels if they have to go to their set offense against Detroit, they have a great deal of problems getting any kind of a shot offensively.
Laimbeer hits. Now there's the guy who should be shooting outside shots, trying to get the break going off the hands of Jordan. They turn it over, and Detroit takes over.
Just a poor decision by Charles Oakley trying to make that long outlet pass.
Pistons with the ball and a 2-point lead.
But sometimes when you're looking to run and change your personality, you have to live with some turnovers such as that.
Dantley fouled by Oakley, who doesn't like the call. And now Corzine and Mahorn have to be separated. These two teams have no love lost for each other. They were engaged in a huge melee earlier in the season, and resulted in a lot of fines.
A lot of fines. As a matter of fact, they probably paid for a few college educations with the amount of fines that was set by the league.
Sellers, each with personal fouls. Dantley goes in. Sellers gets a piece of it. Another chance inside for Mahorn, and a foul.
You see what happens when penetration occurs. The backs stiffen up.
15-12 Detroit. Mild pressure by the Pistons. They try to trap Vincent. Jordan handling. Any kind of open court, he's dangerous. Oakley had it and lost it out of bounds off Corzine, and it'll be Pistons ball. And with 6:59 remaining in the first period, the teams are kind of feeling it. Indiana. That game not yet underway, and we'll bring you up to date on that score. A little more than halfway remaining as Laimbeer tries to get a pass to Dantley, and another Chicago foul, and that will put them into the penalty. That's the 5th team foul.
College to pros.
Mahorn gets the basket. The correction, that was only the 4th team foul on Chicago, so obviously they didn't shoot. But Detroit won't mind. They got the basket, and they have a 5-point lead. Scottie Pippen. Oakley taking an outside shot, which is not his shot, and Doug Collins shows his dismay on the bench. Isiah Thomas banking it off the glass for his first basket of the ballgame.
You just wonder when you watch Chicago right now, is fatigue a problem? If they're playing in Portland a couple of nights ago and having to fly in the 3-hour time change, as well as having to push our clocks ahead.
You remember to do that?
No, I didn't. Thank goodness you called me for breakfast.
Thomas commits the foul. The basket didn't count. That is the 3rd team foul against Detroit. But Doug Collins' crew beat the Clippers before that and lost to Seattle in a game that they could have won, so they're very pleased with what they did out west.
And with a young team, it's so important. They've won 4 out of their last 5 on the road, which is such a big factor for a young team.
No hoop there. Foul before the shot. Laimbeer, his first foul, and that's the 4th team foul against Detroit. Pistons have scored 7 in a row to break a 12-12 tie. Trying to make it 5 out of 6 on the year. Jordan, perfect.
Michael Jordan.
Doug Collins said that when Jordan's hitting that jump shot, it's a guaranteed 40 points. So we'll have to wait and see if Doug is right.
5:35 to go. Thomas runs into Oakley, and Oakley is called for the foul, and then the lead is 6 for the Detroit Pistons. Scottie Pippen, Vincent, Jordan, Corzine, and Grant. Corzine, fall away. Dave Corzine, who'll be 32 years old later this month. He's now started the last 17 games for Chicago.
He's the old man of this team. Youngest team in the league, the Chicago Bulls.
Isolate the experienced Dantley against the rookie Pippen. That's what Detroit wanted, and no one there to help out.
Again, allowing Dantley to get post up so close.
Good penetration by Vincent. Boy, Vincent played very well in a Celtic uniform against the Pistons last year in the playoffs here. Thomas misses a 3. Dantley on the other side keeps it alive. Dumars wide open. Joe Dumars with 4 points. Good balance by the Pistons. All 5 of their starters have scored, led by Dantley and Laimbeer with 6.
Well, so far, Mahorn and Dantley have responded very well to Chuck Daly making that lineup change and having them start again.
Jordan, turning into a one-man gang now, is in double figures with 10 points. The lead is 4 for the Pistons, and it's off the hands of Mahorn. And now it's a 4-on-2 break for Chicago. Vincent and Grant loses it. You don't want to lose many 4-on-2s, do you?
No, at the worst, Sam Vincent should have pulled up at the foul line and shot the jump shot. At least they get a good shot out of it.
Winding down to 4 minutes remaining in the opening period. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham here at the Silverdome. Over 20,000 fans. Laimbeer spots up at the baseline. Pippen gets the rebound. So when you got 2 rookies in the lineup, Pippen and Grant, Chicago much improved over a year ago. Doug Collins has done a great job. Grant is fouled going up, and he'll shoot 2. John Sally makes his first appearance into the ballgame for the Detroit Pistons. Mahorn's second foul sends him out. Sally has been the starter while Mahorn was ailing. And Vinnie Johnson comes in for the Detroit Pistons. And he replaces Dumars. That's been a real problem spot for Detroit this year.
Problem. Vinny's probably having his poorest year since he's been a pro. But over the last 3 games, he's starting to get a little hot out here, averaging nearly 16 points a game. And that's something Detroit needs from him coming off the bench.
Vinnie Johnson, he is one of the best scorers off the bench and has been throughout the league. But when he's ice cold, Detroit really has no offense coming off the pond.
Not at all, and that's where they got to rely on those young rookies, second-year players, Rodman and Sally. 2 misses on one end. Vinnie Johnson way off the mark on his first attempt. Corzine the rebound. 3:35 remaining. 4-point lead. Jordan cuts it to 2, and 12 points for Jordan. And Chuck Daly's right on the mark because Michael Jordan is off to a sizzling start. And you see Detroit, they're a team that doesn't have any inside power. It's someone to go to, really, except Rick Mahorn, and they live by the jump shot.
Dantley hooking over Corzine. He had to get it high, arced it perfectly, and Adrian Dantley now with 8 points. Vincent comes right back. Pippen gets the offensive rebound, and the foul called against Chicago. A loose ball foul, and it's against Scottie Pippen.
You look at Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley is in 6'5". He's scored over 20,000 points now in his career, and he does it on the inside, taking the ball to the basket. You're not supposed to be able to do that in this league.
You know, some people say that 6'5" is giving him the benefit of the doubt, too.
Yes, that's exactly right. But what you'll notice when he drives to the basket, he makes himself so big, and his first priority is to draw the foul. And by the time his career is over, he has a chance to have made more free throws than any forward ever to play the game of basketball.
He misses there. He normally is a pretty good free throw shooter at 85%. Timeout with 3:07 remaining in the opening stanza. Magic Johnson still out with a strained groin. And Michael Cooper out with the sprained ankle, has missed 19 of the last 21. They don't want to put him back till they're 100%, but the Lakers have suffered in their absence.
Well, you see the value of Magic, and if he is not healthy, they will have no chance when they get into the playoffs.
And the team they lost to, the Utah Jazz, since the halfway mark, Utah has the best record in the Western Conference.
When you told me, I was shocked. I did not realize they were that hot. I knew they were playing excellent basketball, but to be the best right now in the West is shocking.
1 out of 2 for Dantley and a 5-point lead. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Pistons had a 7-point lead. Chicago has not been in front at all. And John Sally is now guarding Michael Jordan. Sally at 6'11" guarding Jordan. How's that for respect? Corzine misses Grant. And Pippen crashing the boards. And here's Isiah Thomas pushing it up 2-on-2. Makes a smart move. Vinnie Johnson. And he travels, and I think he's reluctant to take the shot.
Absolutely. That's a shot you must take, and especially when you're a scorer and have that mentality as Vinnie Johnson. It shows he does not have confidence at this point.
So a chance for the Bulls to come within 3 or better with 2.5 to go. Off a screen, Jordan fighting through nicely is Vinnie Johnson. Jordan off balance. Doesn't matter. 14 for Michael Jordan on 7 field goals. Piston lead is 3. Teams played 2 overtime battles the first 2 times they played this year. Laimbeer off the mark, and here's Jordan. Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. Vincent, good feed to Corzine, who's fouled.
I'm shocked to see how this Chicago team has reacted to Sam Vincent. The change of this team, they never would have run, a month and a half ago in this situation. They would have ended up using the 24-second clock. Now here we see them, Jordan getting the ball to Vincent, making the right decision this time. And there's Corzine filling a lane. You never saw Dave Corzine out there filling the fast break lane.
Not in this decade. Here's James Edwards. 7'1" center. Also, you're going to be used as a power forward. Acquired from Phoenix for Ron Moore and a #2 draft pick. John Paxson, who had been a starter for a good part of the year, now coming in at off guard. Laimbeer picked up his 2nd foul, and Corzine makes both free throws, and it's a 1-point lead for Detroit. So Detroit right now has Vinnie Johnson and Thomas at guard, and up front it's Sally, James Edwards, and Adrian Dantley, and a trap by the Bulls defensively. And traveling, so the trap has worked. On the turnover, the Bulls can now take the lead. And Granville Waiters comes into the ball game. Here's a guy who hardly ever plays. 6'11", but he's in there now.
Well, what dimension he can bring is he is a good shot blocker. He can block some shots. You won't expect him to do anything offensively, and they won't look to him much. He's a garbage player.
Paxson and Jordan at guard. And Jordan winds up on the floor, slides a few feet, and has 16 points. And the Chicago Bulls have their first lead of the ball game, 28-27, with 1.5 minutes to go. They were down by 7, and they have inched back with the trap defense and some good running. Vinnie Johnson hits.
Now you explain how he'll take that shot, and he won't shoot the open jump shot from the foul line.
I wonder if Chuck Daly said, if you don't take that shot, you're coming out.
Right, it's not a matter of him missing it. Chuck Daly will show the confidence. He's got to shoot that shot.
They double team Jordan. Finds Paxson. And Scottie Pippen, wild shot, but they reverse the ball well, though. Under 1 minute to go, and Vinnie Johnson. Dantley fighting for the rebound, and a foul is called against the Chicago Bulls. A loose ball foul. Scottie Pippen, his 2nd foul.
Now, watch this. There's no describing this move. Under, up, above.
You're right. There is no describing the move. Pippen goes out of the game with 2 fouls, and Elston Turner comes in. Now, he's going to be an important man in the playoffs for Chicago. The Bulls know that they'll be playing the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. Turner is a great defensive player against big guards. So already, Doug Collins knows that Turner is getting minutes so that he can defend the likes of Moncrief and Pressey and Pierce and getting him ready for the playoffs.
Not only that, Doug Collins feels that he'll use him playing defensively against small forwards. So don't be surprised to see him matched up right now against Adrian Dantley.
Collins is using an 8-man rotation, but he calls the use of Turner's specialty minutes here. Detroit leading by 3 after losing their lead briefly. Jordan is fouled. Someone got his hand, and it's Vinnie Johnson.
Number 15, Vinnie Johnson is first.
We're at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Dick Stockton along with Bill Cunningham. We're in the first period, and 2 really intense rivals going at it. The Detroit Pistons, who are second in the conference, and the Bulls, who are fourth. It's a 31-28 game in favor of Detroit. Jordan now with 17.
And it's a good thing he's a slow starter. Can you imagine? Chuck Daly's got to be saying, well, what are we going to see in the fourth quarter?
He had 38 points against Portland in their last game, and it's a 1-point affair. 18 for Michael Jordan, so he has 18 of their 30.
And then going back to that 1-3-1 trap again, it's rattled this Detroit team.
Thomas looking for help. Boy, the Bulls turn it over, and there's Elston Turner. And they're going to call traveling against Elston Turner. But the fact is, the trap defense has worked more times than it hasn't since they've installed it here against the Pistons.
Detroit is not moving the ball crisply. They're not finding the man in the middle who they can hit, and then his responsibility is to look to the weak side where a trapping defense is vulnerable.
20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Dantley going strong to the hoop, and a foul. It was both Grant and Waiters coming in on Dantley, who will go to the line with 16 seconds, and it's Granville Waiters with the foul. So Dantley is on the line. He's just that's what Dantley has done so far in this period with 16 seconds to go, and the lead is 3. Last time the Bulls were 13 games over 500 was in 1975 when they lost to the team that eventually won the championship. Golden State Warriors. Jordan meets Sally. 1 second and they don't get the shot off. That's surprising. And that is the end of the first period here at the Silverdome. The Detroit Pistons lead the Chicago Bulls by 3.
The American game played worldwide.
You know, poor Doug. I mean, he better not fool around with anything.
I mean, he's fighting in featherweight, and Mahorn is light heavy, right?
Yeah, well, Doug weighs around 174 against 240. Not a good matchup.
Start of the second period. They have not had any flare-ups. Paxson to Grant in the corner. Rebound by Vinnie Johnson. So Edwards is in there along with Sally and Dantley. Dantley getting a lot of minutes, starting his first one in 20. Spins his way in and has it blocked by Grant from behind. And here's a 3-on-1. Grant filling the lane, gets the pass from Vincent. Fans thought he stepped on the line. The official was right there, Mahalik, and he didn't. Paxson.
The question for Chicago right now, can they score with Michael Jordan on the bench?
Edwards. James Edwards. And by the way, Edwards, early in his NBA career, was the starting center for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his backup was Bill Laimbeer. How ironic things go in the NBA.
And his coach was Chuck Daly in Cleveland.
5-point lead for Detroit, and a foul away from the ball. Sally might have been leaning on Grant, and it is Sally's foul, his first.
Well, those two guys are very familiar with each other, too, John. Sally and Horace Grant. They played against each other in college. Sally at Georgia Tech and Grant at Clemson.
Elston Turner. Move towards the hoop. Good move by Turner. Everyone talks about his defensive skills, but he had a good first step there. And it's a 3-point game, 35-32. Bulls trapping again. Vincent and Paxson. Turner, actually, they're playing a 3-guard offense Three-guard alignment for Collins. Dantley shot blocked by Waiters. Paxson now for him. It's Pistons possession.
And that's why you're seeing them going to the traps. So they won't allow Detroit to isolate maybe Dantley against Elston Turner, so where there could be a problem with a matchup. And here's the defensive play. Waiters coming across and blocking that shot, and he does that so well.
Dennis Rodman has come into the ball game for the Detroit Pistons. Rodman is an outstanding defensive player. He'll replace Dantley, who gets a breather. Dumars misses, and there's Vinnie Johnson. They trap him. Dumars is short with it. Sally keeps it alive. Here's Vinnie Johnson hitting. 5-point lead for Detroit.
When you're trapping, you are vulnerable to the offensive boards because you have no individual assignments, and someone can sneak to the offensive glass.
Grant, move inside, stepped on the line, turns it over to Detroit. Sellers will be checking in a moment. We'll have a timeout. So Jordan has
done a remarkable job with that ball club. But again, Oklahoma's playing better basketball as well. It should be a great ball game.
Paxson interfered with Vinnie Johnson's play. 5-point Detroit lead. Line drive shot short. Edwards fighting, and they're going to tie it up, I believe. Now Collins calls it a foul. So it'll be a Chicago foul.
Chicago.
What Chicago is really getting hurt on the defensive boards. Every miss, it seems like the last 4 or 5 missed shots by Detroit, they've been able to get the offensive rebound and get another opportunity.
And that's why Corzine has come in for Granville Waiters. They went as far as he could. And Corzine is joined by Charles Oakley, who's only the best rebounder in the NBA statistically right now. So Doug Collins saw the same thing you did. Good pass from Vinnie Johnson to John Sally. And the lead is 7, matches the biggest lead the Pistons enjoyed in the opening period. Michael Jordan coming to the scorer's table. Vincent. Sally gets the rebound. James Edwards. 3 Bulls underneath, and Corzine winds up with it. Paxson. And it's a 3-on-1 break for Chicago, and Oakley gets the layup. So Jordan will come in at the next dead ball, and you'd have to say that even though it's a 5-point deficit, the Bulls have hung in there without Michael.
Done an excellent job, and this has been a problem for the Bulls, being able to maintain any lead or get any offense with him on the bench.
Vinnie Johnson gets the roll. 41-34. 7-point game.
Now this is Chuck Daly's quick lineup. When he has Rodman and Sally in there at the forward position, they love to get out and run in the break.
Paxson off the screen, slices in. Good play by John Paxson, who's the best 3-point shooter on the Chicago roster.
And he's made the adjustment beautifully because he was the starting guard and has been able to fill 2 roles for Doug Collins as the lead guard as well as the off guard.
He got a little tired. You could see that as he was beaten by Vinnie Johnson and called for a reaching foul from behind. And Michael Jordan returns to the game. He had a sizzling 18 points in the first quarter. So Jordan and Vincent, the starting guards, back in there, along with Corzine, Oakley, and Sellers. So the starting 5 for the Bulls intact here. Jordan fights through the screen to stop Johnson. Dumars misses the rebound. Oakley out of bounds, lost it. A little more than 3 minutes elapsed in the second period. Doug Collins,
Number 11, Isiah Thomas.
Chuck Daly, both with a Philadelphia connection. Thomas back. Misses the shot, and it goes in. It'll be Thomas's basket.
What we're seeing with Detroit, though, is everything is a standstill jump shot. The only one going to the basket is Adrian Dantley.
Oakley. Oakley continues to want to take the 12-footer. Vincent goes in, and it's stripped away by Isiah Thomas. Bulls back defensively. Thomas fires, and Sally kicks it away. So Chicago will take over. It's been ragged the last couple of minutes. The Boston Celtics have defeated the Dallas Mavericks 110-101. Larry Bird hit 7 3-point shots. So Dallas now have lost their 4th in a row.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan now with 20 points. And Denver with 8 in a row, breathing heavily on the backs of the Dallas Mavericks in the Midwest. Edwards over Corzine. That's what Edwards can give this team, is some offensive help.
And post-up offensive play. This is something this team needs desperately. They don't have anybody. Adrian Dantley can post up a little bit. For the most part, he's a perimeter player, driving to the basket. Mahorn a little bit, but Edwards really can put some big numbers in playing on the inside.
Jordan makes his move, and Vinnie Johnson stays with him. Vinnie Johnson is hawking Michael Jordan. I know the 20 points doesn't indicate it, but Vinnie is doing his best.
So struggle because they end up, and we see the value of Sam Perkins not being with that ball club.
7-point lead, and inside, Jordan misses. Oakley will go to the line. Jordan with a helping hand to John Sally. And the foul is against Rodman, his first foul.
His first.
Now Jordan just goes backdoor here on the overplaying Rodman. Now in college you would see that being called as a charge, but because John Sally was standing under the basket, it's a no call in the pro game.
Bill Laimbeer and Rick Mahorn. Oakley, who has averaged 16 rebounds in the last 6 games, cuts the Detroit lead to 5. Trying to get it now to Rodman. Sellers, a 7-footer against him, and Rodman goes right around. He should have gotten that layup. Made a good move, and now the Bulls trying to cut the lead to 3. Chicago's had the lead only once today. That was at 28-27. Jordan now with 22 points in the ball game. And it is a 3-point game. Jordan has hit 7 of his last 8 shots. Low to Mahorn, good position for Ricky. And when you're having your best scoring year, balls like that drop.
That's right, and he has become an offensive force for this Detroit ball club.
Jordan spins and deals. 24 for Michael Jordan.
It's showtime.
This crowd is wondering in amazement. They're aghast at the show that Michael Jordan's putting on. Vinnie Johnson misses, but there's Rodman, fouled by Sellers. And it's 49-44. 5-point lead for Detroit. Rodman, who has been a poor free throw shooter. Jordan. Now you see it, now you don't, and Oakley is short with it. Grant loses the offensive rebound to Rodman. Great pass to Isiah Thomas, and a foul. Isiah Thomas with his first blast of the day with 7 points, and Vincent with his first foul.
Whole key is that outlet pass by Dennis Rodman, right on the mark. Jordan couldn't get to it, and not only that, there's a foul shot in store for Isiah Thomas.
And if he hits the free throw, the Pistons will establish their biggest lead of this game. Thomas, who knows what it's like to win an NCAA championship with Indiana. Jordan did it with the North Carolina Tar Heels. The lead is 8 under 5 minutes to go. Vincent comes through. Vincent, by the way, who went to school at Michigan State, sort of a homecoming for him, and he has played some good games in this arena.
They played very well for Boston against Detroit in the playoffs.
Thomas misses, and we're going to be a foul the other way, and Rodman and Vincent bang into each other. Laimbeer picks up his 3rd personal foul. Laimbeer has 6 points, and he'll have to come out as John Sally replaces him. So that'll hurt Detroit's offensive capabilities, losing him right now.
It does. Surprising Chuck Daly goes with John Sally instead of Edwards, probably feeling he needs a little more quickness and would like to get out and run more. And of course, with John Sally, he has someone that really can get out and fill the lanes.
And it's tough to work in a new man, as he's trying to do with Edwards. Jordan left open top of the key. You can forget that. 26 points for Michael. He has led the Bulls in scoring in every game but one. That game he was held to 16 against Golden State. Double team on Thomas, and he gets it anyway. So Isiah Thomas going to work now with 10 points. Dantley leads Detroit low with 13.
You know, when you play against Michael Jordan, you would like to try and force him to shoot a low percentage. Try to force him to take extra shots. You're not going to stop him from scoring.
Oakley gets it into Grant, and a pushing foul against Rodman. That will be the 5th team foul against the Pistons.
And he's got quite a challenge on his hand right now.
Doesn't waste much time in picking up a foul.
Correction number 35, Ralph Lewis, his first.
Lewis's first foul figures, and the Piston lead cut in half from 8 to 4. But it's been basically a tight ball game. Detroit having the lead most of the way. Trap on Thomas. Mahorn double teamed, and Corzine and Oakley double teamed, and it was Corzine who got a piece of it. Both teams in the penalty. And Rick Mahorn will shoot 2.
Smart move by Rick Mahorn, because he knows that Charles Oakley has two personal fouls and would like to see him pick up his 3rd.
Mahorn shooting 2.
Other tidbits. 4-point lead, 55-51, with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half. Jordan has scored 27 of the 51 for Chicago, and somebody else, Corzine, gets into the act. Only 2 Chicagoans are in double figures. Jordan with 27, Oakley with 10. 9 different Pistons have scored so far today, including Sally, who makes a great move inside on the baseline. Lead is 4 with under 3 minutes remaining. The Bulls got it down to 2. Detroit continues to keep the lead. Jordan over Lewis, and he's got another one. 29 points for Michael Jordan. Spectacular first half shooting, 12 of 15. He doesn't have to worry about that 50% shooting mark today.
He sure doesn't. And Doug Collins saying when he's hitting the jump shot, you can pencil him in for 40 for the game. He might have 40 by the halftime.
Battle for the loose ball, out of bounds. Detroit. With 2:27 remaining. And Doug Collins will call a timeout. The lead is 2. It's nip and tuck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stockton.
And we've got a good one here, and 2 teams that are getting ready for postseason. They're about 10 games left in the season. Time to hone their acts. Pistons want to hold off the Atlanta Hawks. They'll be playing Indiana. That game just underway. Thomas scoops it up and in. He must have learned that in the Chicago schoolyards. Huh?
You know, at first I was going to say that's a poor shot selection by Isiah Thomas, and Chuck Daly probably would have said the same thing, but when it goes in, great shot.
There are certain players in this league that just have license to do those things.
And there's one there.
Jordan gets the basket and the foul. Michael Jordan silences the crowd. He has 31 points on this Easter Sunday.
Here's Jordan isolated. Now, Lewis, that's the game plan. He is supposed to force Michael Jordan to the outside or to the baseline, but no defensive help.
Jordan now with 32 points in the ball game, and a 1-point lead for Detroit with 1:45 remaining in the first half. Bulls, despite their road trip, hanging in there, and Grant fouls Dantley going to the line. It's just simply amazing how Dantley at 6'5" or even shorter continues to have the skill to get the fouls from bigger people.
Yeah, and this is a team he's played so well against. When he's been healthy, he's averaged over 30.
Dantley now with 15 points, and he's the high scorer. Thomas with 12 right behind him. 61-58 Pistons. Jordan doubled with Dantley and Dumars. Good defense. Corzine for 3. Grant the offensive rebound. And Dantley gets the rebound for the Pistons. Leading by 3. Thomas, Dumars, foul. Pistons working the ball inside, and that's got to bring us to 4. Nearly a minute remaining. Vincent with the ball. Bulls have looked for a lot of help for Jordan back there. They tried Paxson, Rory Sparrow, and now Vincent may have found the right man. as Vincent hits the shot, and it's a 62-60 game. Under a minute to go in the first. Score is kind of high, though. The first two games these teams played were high-scoring affairs. Both went in overtime. The last three have been low-scoring games. Dantley fouled inside. The Bulls just can't believe that they're not tying up Dantley inside, and another Chicago foul. Will say had an outstanding year.
With all the injuries they've been able to overcome.
Three-point game with 17 on the shot clock and a foul away from the ball. And the Bulls will go to the line. Sally with his second foul. To be watching.
Who won't?
63-61, Pistons with a lead. They have 16 on the shot clock, so a differential of 12 seconds on the game clock and shot clock. Dumars slices in, gets the basket, and draws the foul.
All keyed by the excellent pass by Mahorn, finding Dumars on the weak side where zone traps are vulnerable.
And the foul is on Brad Sellers, his fourth personal foul. Just because Daly has Mahorn and Dantley back in starting doesn't mean that the Pistons automatically roll today. As Paxson comes in, they've got to get adjusted again, don't they?
That's what happens when injuries. And you look at the Lakers, for example. They've gone through a long stretch without Magic Johnson. That when he comes back, they're going to have to get accustomed to each other. Get used to getting out and running with the Magic Johnson. Same thing with Mahorn and Dantley. They have to get used to each other on the court.
You saw Ralph Lewis come in for Dantley, and that's because the Pistons want a better defensive man. In the final 24 seconds, the shot clock will be off. Sellers to the bench with 4.
And that's the thing that Chuck Daly has to be most concerned with going in at halftime. What do we do about Michael Jordan? Do we double team him, or do we have a philosophy that one player is not going to beat us? Let's hold the other players down.
Jordan with 32 points. He's at the low post right now. He checked the clock. He's got the ball with 10. Jordan has to pass it off. Paxson with 7 seconds hits the shot, and it's a 66-63 game, and pressure by the Bulls. 5 seconds to go, and a whistle, and a 20-second timeout called by Chuck Daly. 3 seconds to go, and Thomas throws it away. No time off, and the Bulls will get it at half court with 3 seconds remaining, and now Collins wants a 20-second timeout.
Chicago calls it.
Oakley will inbound. It's Oakley, Vincent, Paxson, Grant, and Jordan, and they're just not giving him a shot at it. And the pass goes over the basket, and now the Pistons with 3 seconds to go will have it at midcourt.
And Chuck Daly will find out if that play he called at his 20-second timeout will work now.
Now let's see the Pistons play as designed, maybe. Thomas will inbound. Tipped away by Vincent. 1 second ticks off the clock. The clock doesn't start until the ball is touched inbound. So now 2 seconds. Thomas looking. No one's free. They go up to Sally. Jordan brings it down at the buzzer. Well, 3 times clubs had chances.
Anybody who is anybody on the beach will tell you the Lakers will repeat. That's the word in Southern California anyway. But Hollywood is a cruel place. Only endorses winners, like last year. And now the Lakers would like to be the first team to repeat in 19 seasons.
Well, we're not thinking about defending. We're thinking about getting it like we don't have it again. That's the only way we can feel we can repeat.
Our goal is to go down as one of the greatest teams in the history of the game. And I think the only way we can do that is to win it 2 times in a row.
But wait a minute. Cooper with an ankle, Magic with a groin injury. They're on the bench these days. Is this live or Memorex?
The babies are crying, kids are missing school, widows are committing suicide, banks are shutting down. Everybody wants to know, where's Magic? Well, Magic will be back, and when he comes back, he's going to bring a lot of intensity with him. He's back! Here comes Superman! And watch out.
So looking at the brackets, trying to pick a winner from the bottom 4 is anybody's guess. Up top, the Lakers could play Houston in the second round, and we all remember this, don't we?
Sampson. It goes. It's over.
In fact, the Rockets are the only West team to beat the Lakers in the playoffs in the 80s. But Houston appears to have internal problems. Akeem Olajuwon was injured and also unhappy with Coach Bill Fitch. Into the breach stepped Joe Barry Carroll. But Houston remains the West's biggest question mark. In the East, Detroit's hope was to have that huge crowd and the home court advantage throughout. Now the battle to catch Boston appears lost, so the Pistons are looking for something else.
I think it's time we reassess our goals instead of trying to burn ourselves out, trying to catch them. I think we should concentrate on becoming a good basketball team. So once the playoffs start, we'll be a very good team in the playoffs.
And over in Boston, there's been one question all season. Where's Mr. Bill? If these pictures are any indication, Walton's return is imminent as the Celtics prepare for the title push. But watch out, come playoff time, just about anything can and will happen.
I think the playoffs are such that in a 7-game series, a team that gets together suddenly and gets lit up and can sustain it might do a lot of damage.
The playoffs. Didn't we just do this? Report on the women's NCAA championship game. Actually get out there and play the game. Yes, a new league is hatching on May 18th. For dreamers who are 6'4" or under, you could be a Vancouver Nighthawk, a Chicago Express, or a Las Vegas Silver Streak. No longer do short people got nobody. Short people got no reason. Admit it, folks, sometimes you've laughed at these guys. Muggsy Bogues, Little Spud Webb, and Michael Adams. A freak show, you've said, but gasp a little closer. They have little practice sessions with hopes of being just like the big guys.
You can go inside, you can play Kareem, or you can go outside and play Spud Webb. You know, you got everything. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
If I can make it, I'll be more than pleased. I mean, it's a dream that I've really been working hard for since I heard about the 6'4" and under.
In December, they held a little bitty draft, and some familiar faces surfaced. Cheryl Miller and their own Air Jordan, Michael's brother Larry. And in this age of parity, guarding a big guy will no longer be a rarity.
Everybody's going to be the same size out there. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like basketball.
So instead of the national anthem, they should play short people got...
That's right. They short people have no reason to play.
And at halftime, they call it at the pint.
Shooting in those games.
Vincent and Jordan at guard. Scottie Pippen starts the second half with Oakley and Corzine. So Pippen in place of Sellers. There's the one change for Chicago. Corzine misses the shot. Jordan, the offensive rebound, and blocked by Thomas out of bounds. For Detroit, they've got Dumars and Isiah Thomas. Laimbeer, Mahorn up front with Adrian Dantley, who leads the Pistons with 16. Jordan to Pippen. Missed a layup. Good feed, though, from Jordan. Thomas has scored 12. He's the only other Piston in double figures. Laimbeer hits. Laimbeer had to sit on the bench a lot with 3 fouls in the first half.
And they're going to need his presence, especially on the defensive boards.
Now they're looking at Jordan to post up. There's the double team Bill talked about. Vincent to Oakley. Oakley hits the shot.
Oakley from St. Vincent.
So that's how they're going to try and break that situation.
And Michael Jordan's got to read the defense quickly and find the open man.
Laimbeer hits 2 in a row, and he's in double figures. And the Pistons are up by 5 again.
When you play Bill Laimbeer, you must force him to put the ball on the floor.
Vincent misses. Laimbeer the rebound. Thomas. Isiah. Dantley. They had everything but the basket that time. Here's Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Been tentative lately. He came on and looked like one of the best rookies in the league in the first month of the season.
Doug Collins did not start Brad Sellers to start the third period.
Jordan hits the jumper, and Jordan now has 34 points, and so he has matched the season's average.
Tough to double team when he comes off a screen and shoots it that quickly.
Sam Vincent quietly has 12 assists in this ball game, and he has had double figures in assists in 14 of 18 that he has played coming in. Laimbeer has 3 baskets now in this third period and keeps the Bulls at bay, trailing by 5. Dumars, good defensive player on Jordan. Goes inside to Oakley, and a foul against Detroit. Tough
defensive rebounder in the league on the court. That's all he really has to do, and any points he gives this ball club is a big plus.
Thomas off a screen. Vincent, great defense. Stayed with him all the way. Followed him around, and now Chicago can cut it to 1. Oakley. This is the outside shot. He had hit one earlier in the period. Thomas comes right back and connects. So the Bulls had a chance to cut it to 1. They didn't take the best possible shot, and now they face a 5 deficit again.
That's a problem with Charles Oakley. When he hits 1 or 2 jump shots, he's looking for it all the time. Where he's most effective is getting to the offensive glass and being strong inside.
Dumars sticking with Jordan. They're not doubling him right now. They spread the court against Michael. Foul, and so Jordan will get it one way or another. He has 34 points, and he'll go to the line.
Real hard physical play. In the past, Michael Jordan has accused this Detroit team of trying to hurt him when he goes to the basket. There's Oakley and Mahorn going at it, though.
You want to get in the middle of that in a hurry, and Hollins does so. So does Mahalik. The officials have done a good job. There was an early flurry that they quelled before anything other than words were exchanged, and I think the officials know coming in to be on the lookout, considering the past.
Oh, they evaluate these teams and know what kind of a game they have to officiate, and they've called it very close so far.
The game has been very close so far. Biggest lead for either side. The Pistons had an 8-point bulge in the second period. Isiah Thomas has hit 2 in a row from outside. He's in rhythm and has 16 in the game. He matches Dantley for the Pistons scoring lead.
And they moved the ball so crisply that time when Dantley was double-teamed.
Vincent with a good step around Thomas and the basket. Sam Vincent, who was a #1 pick with the Celtics, went to Seattle. Bad scene out there for Sam, and now seems to have found a home. Dumars, goaltending called against Pippen, and give Joe Dumars the basket.
Sam Vincent has found minutes. He knows that he's going to start, and every time he comes to the game and to the building, he knows that Doug Collins has that confidence in him, and he's showing, you know, that Doug Collins was right.
The lead is 5. 4 minutes gone by in the third. Vincent. Corzine keeps it alive for Chicago. Pippen loses control of it. Oakley with 9 on the clock takes a wild shot and misses. Chicago looked way out of sync. Pippen is real tentative, and Collins has a problem. Lane Beer hits. Lane Beer, 8 points in this.
Villanova Wildcats.
It's going to be tough for anyone to win 3 straight times over a team, and that's what Oklahoma has to do against Kansas. It's going to be a very big game tomorrow for the title. Vincent misses a 3. Oakley gets the rebound out to Jordan.
And we're seeing the Bulls get to the offensive glass. Corzine and Oakley.
Now Jordan hits, and the reason they set him up, they moved Corzine out to a high post screen. And they used the screen for Jordan to get loose. He's got 38 points now. And a hold away from the ball against Chicago. And it'll be on Sam Vincent. And that will be Vincent's second personal foul.
Sam Vincent is second, the team's first.
First team foul against the Bulls. Pistons with a 5-point lead. Dumars. Great move inside by Joe Dumars. He has the ability to score when the Pistons need it. He had 35 against the Celtics in Game 7 of the Eastern Finals last year. There's the double on Jordan. Pippen. And Corzine hits. You know, other than Corzine and Jordan offensively, there's not much out there for Chicago.
Well, Vincent can hit that open jump shot as well.
Nearly halfway through this third period. Dumars foul going in.
To force Michael Jordan to play a little bit more defense and possibly wear him down and force his concentration to be at the defensive end of the court.
That's Jordan's first foul. And on the line is Dumars. quiet leader, and many people think maybe in the mold of Maurice Cheeks, the way he is developing as a quiet guy who's efficient at both ends.
And a young man that's had to sacrifice more than anyone on this ball club, because when he came out of college, he was a lead guard, a scorer, and now he's a player that has to do the job defensively. He will switch to the lead guard position when Isiah Thomas is out of the game. A very unselfish player.
7-point Detroit lead. Chicago has gotten to within one a couple of times since they had their only lead of the game in the first period. Jordan. There's Jordan. And that's the first dunk or slam that Jordan has had today. And in fact, that was unusual that he had as many as he did in the first half without a slam.
Well, I think he was a little upset with his teammates because Isiah Thomas was playing him and he wanted the ball down in the low post and they didn't look for him.
40 points for Michael Jordan, and Rick Mahorn can't control it. It'll turn it over to Chicago.
Now, Isiah will come running at Michael Jordan because he's hit that jump shot. No one gives any defensive support, and end of case.
Michael Jordan goes over 40 points for the 14th time this year, and there is the Chicago scoring. What does he mean? When you talk about MVPs, people talk about Magic and Bird and Jordan. Good reason they talk about those three.
And also, this is the Chicago Bulls are the second leading team in attendance in the league.
Brad Sellers in the game, hits from the corner, and it's 84-81. So Sellers is in now, and Pippen goes out. Sellers, despite the fact he's a 7-footer, the best thing he can do is hit from the outside. They leave Dumars free. Basket counts, and a foul against Detroit. And Mahorn has to be moved away by Lane Beer.
He and Oakley are going at it, and I wouldn't be surprised as this game goes on, if it stays as a tight ball game, that we don't see some action between those two.
Mahorn picks up his 4th personal foul and will go out, and John Sally replaces him. Sellers goes out of the game. And now Sellers does stay in. He will inbound at the other end. So the Pistons style changes with Sally in and Mahorn out.
They can get up and down the court. They're a better running team, but not as physical a team inside.
Oakley crashing the boards from Vincent. Thomas the rebound. Oakley wanted a foul, got nothing. 5-point Detroit lead. Thomas loops it over Corzine. Nifty play by Isiah Thomas, and he takes over the Pistons scoring lead with 18. Time remaining in the 3rd period. Pistons led by 3 at the half and 3 after 1 period. And they'll call the offensive foul against Jordan.
Now, defensively, that's what Detroit wants to do when Jordan gets the ball on the side. Force him to the baseline. That time, Joe Dumars beat him to the spot.
You think he's going to get mad? What do you think? You think he'll start bursting out a little bit, Michael, if he gets upset?
Oh, that's frightening for any opposing coach.
Jordan has kept the Bulls in with his 40. Dantley, low post. Corzine clears. 7-point lead. 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd period.
Now, Doug Collins made the point at halftime. They didn't want to allow Dantley to get to the foul line, and they have not allowed him in this 3rd period.
Vincent hits the open jumper. They doubled Jordan, and Vincent hit. Sam has 12. He has been averaging 12 points a game with Chicago. Vincent now on Thomas. Lane Beer. And Vincent the rebound. Sally trying to get it away. 5-point game. Oakley. Corzine. And he's tied up. Jump ball. Dantley and Corzine. And every time Chicago seems to come close, and I don't mean to be a little extra harsh on Oakley, but there is a Charles Oakley taking an outside shot.
He could have gotten better position before the pass was made because he had an open 8 feet. He could have gotten that basketball and just powered it up to the basket.
Oakley has it. Dantley is guarding Corzine. Most of the time is used as a perimeter shooter. Sets a screen for Vincent. Sam Vincent now brings the Bulls to within 4.
Well, he has just added such a dimension to the Chicago Bulls team by joining them, hitting the jump shot, finding the open man, and we're seeing outstanding defense against Isiah.
Isiah Thomas, nothing you could do about that. He came off the screen, and Thomas has 20 to lead Detroit. Thomas has been on a scoring splurge as of late. He has averaged 27 points a game in his last 6. High-scoring affair, 90 to 85 with 2:40 to play. Reminiscent of the first 2 games these teams played against each other. Vincent is red hot. He has 16 now. Vincent has doubled his scoring output. He had 8 at the half. Dumars. Lane Beer with an up fake, loses it. Oakley, Jordan ahead of the field with Thomas. And they're going to call a deliberate foul. And that will be 2 shots and possession as Thomas fouled Michael Jordan, a breakaway foul. So Jordan will take 2 at the line, and Bulls will get the ball back when we return.
Joe Dumars come and double team the basketball in that position. But the next step is John Sally is going to rotate and pick up Sam Vincent, the open man. And that's the way they're going to try and take the ball away from Michael Jordan and stop his great performance so far today.
Michael Jordan will add to his point total. He has figured in 50 of the Bulls' 87 points today with 40 points and 5 assists, and going to the line to shoot 2. He has 40 in the game. His season's high is 52 against the Portland Trailblazers, and his regular season career high 61 right here in the Silverdome in March of '87. Everyone remembers the 63 against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs a couple of years ago. The 42 for Jordan, 90 to 89, and Billy, the Bulls have been in an uphill climb all day and now in a position to take the lead with 2:14 to go.
And this is the part of the game that Detroit has been struggling over the last couple of weeks. They played a strong first 3 periods and then struggled.
Jordan puts the Bulls in front again, and it's their first lead since the first period, 91 to 90. Under 2 minutes to go.
I think defensively you have to go out and deny every pass to Michael Jordan. Force him to go backdoor. If he beats you with the lob, that's fine, and you have to live with it.
Danley is fouled.
Chicago ball.
And Michael Jordan picks up his 3rd. All the fouls coming for Jordan here in this 3rd period.
Now again, Detroit is forcing to the baseline. There's Lambier coming over, giving to the help, but it's too late.
Danley in against Jordan. Jordan careful not to foul. He didn't want to pick up his 4th. Danley missed. And the Bulls with the ball and the lead with a minute and a half to go.
Now that's quite a challenge Doug Collins is giving Michael Jordan. Not only to score the points and lead the team offensively, now the challenge of playing a bigger, stronger Adrian Dantley.
They post up Horace Grant against Lambier, who has 3 fouls. And he traveled. Couldn't quite get position against Lambier, who's got a lot of savvy in there.
He looked like he was thinking too much, and anytime a basketball player starts thinking, he's in trouble. He's supposed to react to situations. That time it looked like he was looking for the double team.
So now Detroit in a position to regain the lead. Thomas nearly tied up by Sellers. Rodman, this is a 3. Thomas tries to steal. Jordan hits the shot. Well, when I see that tongue hanging out, I know that Michael Jordan means business.
Well, you know, Michael's moving into his new home tomorrow when they get back to Chicago, so I guess he wants to have a nice opening housewarming.
He has one today. 46 points for Jordan. Fantastic show put on by Michael Jordan. 93 to 90 Chicago. Rodman fires up a wild shot, but gets his own rebound. Winds up on the deck. And with 33 seconds to go, Rodman, who is a 53% free throw shooter, will go to the line.
Number 34, Charles Oakley.
And the foul is on Oakley, his third.
But that's the big problem, I think, with this Detroit ball club at this point.
Not a bad, or it is a bad time of the year to have those kind of problems.
You've got to forget every statistic if you want to be in the playoffs and challenge for a championship.
Sellers has the shot blocked by Dantley. Good play by Adrian. Here comes Detroit. They're trailing by 1, and they can play for the last shot of the period. Dantley, by the way, has not scored this period after leading the Pistons with 16 at the half. 3 seconds to go. Rodman has it knocked away, and they won't get the shot off as the period ends. And that's the end of the third period with the score. The Bulls 93, the Pistons 92. We'll return to the Pontiac Silverdome after this message and a word from your local station. Fair, and it's 93-92, whomever wins today. Prolific points thanks to Michael Jordan, who has 46 points in the ball game, 18 of 22 from the field. He starts the fourth period on the bench. Paxson is in there along with Vincent in the backcourt, trapping the Pistons now. Sally, Johnson, Thomas, Laimbeer, and Rodman in there for the Pistons. Good move by Rodman. Very good baseline move.
Now that's Dennis Rodman's game. Taking the ball to the basket, getting to the offensive glass.
So let's see what the Bulls do with Jordan on the bench. They've already lost their lead, but if they can hang tough with him and get him some rest, they'll benefit. Grant inside. Missed Sally the rebound. And if I'm Detroit, I'd try to go to town as much as possible here with Michael on the bench. But Rodman couldn't control out of bounds, and it's Chicago's ball. Keep in mind, coming into this game, the Detroit Pistons, who had an 18-game home streak snapped on Wednesday by Atlanta. They've lost 3 in a row. Here's defense on Rodman.
First one.
Pistons had won 18 in a row. They have a 30-5 record at home before the Hawks beat them, and they're really looking over their shoulder. Atlanta's red hot. They're playing Indiana in a game this afternoon. So not so much challenging Boston as is holding their second place position in the conference. Vincent, long range, short. Sellers can't hold on, and it's Pistons ball.
And a Detroit team that's confused. They don't know how to get themselves going. And I think that what they have to do is what I've noticed over the last few games, their defense at this point of the game has not been as intense.
Thomas. Rodman. Vinnie Johnson off the mark. And the rebound by Sellers over the top was John Sally, and that will be Sally's third personal foul.
His third, the team's first.
So Michael Jordan got enough of a rest, a minute and a half. He's back in the ball game, 46 points in all. So it's Paxson and Jordan at guard, and it's Grant, Sellers, and Corzine. Paxson. Corzine keeps it going. Good defense by the Pistons inside. There's an interesting pass, and it was over the top, so that's an automatic violation. You can't do that. You can't throw the ball from out of the court onto the court.
You see that promo where Larry Bird shoots it over the backboard? Yeah. I think Isiah might have been trying to do that.
John Goodwill.
Rodman is guarding Jordan now. We mentioned that would be one of the defensive matchups. The bigger forward Rodman against Jordan. Makes no difference. 48 points for Michael Jordan. He is 4 away from a season high.
25 immediately.
95-94 Chicago. Laimbeer. Sally looking. Corzine the rebound for Chicago. Their biggest lead has been 3, and they can match it if they can get a hoop here. Jordan inside. Draws the foul. He saw he didn't have one direction, and he looped it under and finally drew the foul.
The beauty was he made the pass, didn't stand. He moved to an open area, and Horace Grant found him for that an opportunity to make 2 muscle.
At the line.
83% for Jordan. Jordan was shooting 42% against Detroit in the 5 previous games coming into this one. Going for his 50th point right here. His regular season career high is 61 in this building in March of '87. 50 for Michael Jordan. It's 97-94 Chicago, 9:20 to go. And I guess when you're coming back from jet lag in Portland, nothing like having a Michael Jordan around to keep you in the game.
and a couple wins on the road, the confidence that brings.
Thomas, or Dumars, missing outside. The rebound by Jordan.
I think for Chuck Daly and his ball club, they really have to pick up the pace defensively. They're allowing Chicago to run anything they want to run offensively, and if they're going to get themselves out of the rut, this rut, they're going to have to do it at the defensive end.
Corzine is clobbered inside and will shoot with 8:52 lead of the game by Chicago. Pistons had an 8-point lead in the third period. Now the crowd getting a bit anxious. Lane Beer. Good feed from Dumars. The lead is 3. John Paxson in the backcourt with Jordan. Grant, Corzine, and Sellers up front. Jordan around a screen. He's got it. 52 points. And that ties his season's high and the NBA season's high. Jordan had 52 against Cleveland and Portland and now has it against Detroit. He has hit his last 7 shots.
Scary.
Very. Lane Beer. Corzine the rebound. Corzine has done a very solid job inside at both ends.
And the fatigue factor, you see a Dave Corzine that looks fresher. There's more life in his legs. Last year and the years in past, he was a little dead at this point of the year.
5-point lead. Corzine with 10 rebounds in this one. Grant fires from the corner at the 24 buzzer. Rodman to Dumars. Rodman again. Second and third effort by Dennis Rodman. He can be a spark plug for this club, make no mistake.
Now, what did Detroit do? They did a great job double teaming and rotating, forced the bad shot, and were able to run.
But they haven't been able to run much today. That's been a rare occurrence, that kind of a play. They get it into Grant. And an offensive foul called against Horace Grant. 101-98 Chicago. This game is heated up. Oakley returns into the game, replacing Paxson.
Number 11, Sam Vincent.
So the Bulls starting lineup that began the game in there now. Vinnie Johnson and Dumars in the backcourt. Isiah Thomas on the bench. And Sally, Lane Beer, and Rodman up front. Dumars. In and out, and the foul against the Pistons. Paul Mahalik. Very intense inside, and John Sally has picked up his 4th personal foul. Sally has 4. Mahorn with 5 with the Pistons. He's on the bench right now, Mahorn.
Now, offensively, the execution was perfect for the Pistons. Joe Dumars just missed an easy layup.
Jordan, turnaround. Corzine, and he'll go to the line. Dave Corzine will shoot with the club, and Mike Brown earlier, he says, I'm going to wait to the 27th game of the season and then use Corzine so he's fresh at the end of the year. The plan has worked. Vinnie Johnson, if he gets cooking, the Pistons are going to be tough. They trail by 3.
Well, I think the key to Vinnie Johnson, he needs to be double teamed. That time he had Michael Jordan running at him and Corzine and hit the jumper.
Vincent, wild shot. Jordan, and Michael Jordan now has 54 points. That's an NBA season's high. He breaks his own season mark of 52, and his 21st field goal also matches an NBA high for a single game. Vinnie Johnson misses this time around, and Corzine with his 11th rebound. 6 minutes to go, and it's 105-100. A high-scoring affair today at the Dome. Double team on Jordan, Vincent. And it's a 7-point Chicago lead, their biggest of the game.
From Michael Jordan.
And they've been hitting the jump shot, the Chicago Bulls. When Michael Jordan has found the open man, it's either Vincent or Corzine, and even Oakley has hit that open jump shot.
Vincent has 18 today. Great game for the backcourt for Chicago. Lane Beer, top of the key. Scramble for the ball, and it's going to be Detroit's possession. And the Pistons bring in Isiah Thomas and Adrian Dantley, their top 2 scorers. Dantley averaging 20 and Thomas just under. Comes in. So Chuck Daly wants his point makers in there right now. And they've changed and gave it to Chicago after a brief conference. Thomas went down, no foul. Vincent has it blocked by Rodman. And here's Isiah Thomas.
And that's the type of play that can ignite a ball club and get them really active at the defensive end of the court.
This crowd on its feet now with under 5 minutes to go. Vincent, top of the key. Oakley stays in bounds. We are seeing terrific intensity from line to line, end to end in this one now.
And the quickness of the Bulls, who you would have to think after playing on the road and on the West Coast would be a little sluggish, they're the ones that are quicker right now.
Sellers. Lane Beer the rebound. Pistons can come within 3. There's Dantley. And he'll go to the line. You're going to have some tempers getting a little hot inside because the action is going to be inside the rest of the way. And Adrian Dantley, who did not score at all in the 3rd period, traveled. Pistons, who were down by 7 moments ago, can cut it to 1. Rodman.
Good choice by Rodman. That's not his type of shot.
Dumars inside the 3-point line. Hits. And it's a 1-point game. Pistons now trapped. And a timeout called by Chicago.
Defense of Dallas over the last several minutes, and it's been sparked by Isiah Thomas with his defensive pressure.
And a Detroit foul there in the penalty. Bill Laimbeer, and that's 4 on Laimbeer.
And the line for Chicago shooting 1+ the penalty, number 23, Michael Jordan.
Here's Jordan, who has 54 points. Already has the NBA season's high, breaking his own mark. He is 13 of 14 at the line. Trying to give the Bulls a 3-point lead. And he does with 3:42 remaining. 56 points for Michael Jordan. .109-106. 3.5 to go, and a foul before the shot. It will not be a shooting foul, but the second team foul against Chicago, and it'll be Michael Jordan's 4th personal foul.
Jordan is 4th, the team's 2nd.
Dantley will inbound. Bulls have won 4 out of 5 on the road. They have designs to move up. They're in 4th in the conference now. Pistons have been pressed lately, and Thomas throws the foul and gets the basket.
Chicago foul, number 11, Sam Vincent. His 3rd, the team's 3rd.
On this play, we see Dumars driving, but he picks up the foul against Michael Jordan. But the next play, what that was all about was Isiah Thomas testing the patience of Sam Vincent, pump faking 3-4 times, and able to force him to commit and draw the foul.
Missed the free throw. And we will have a foul against the Pistons right here. We'll have a Detroit foul as Thomas missed a chance for the 3-point play. He has 24, and the foul is against Rodman, his 4th. Detroit looking to take the lead again.
Last 2 times down the court, Detroit looked to go to their guards for their offense, either Isiah or Dumars. Now they're looking for Dantley.
Isolated against Oakley, goes up. Laimbeer again. Detroit leads. And they had to come back from a 7-point deficit. Under 3 minutes remaining.
And I wonder who's going to get the ball for Chicago.
Dumars is on him. He's got 56, Jordan. 5 on the shot clock. They better hurry. He lets go with a 3. Thomas with a fast break. Rodney. And Chicago's Vincent comes out of the pack. Steps on the line. Detroit. You're looking at 2 of the very best in the Eastern Conference. Doug Collins, whose team won 40 games last year. They've already won 42. Dumars. Oakley. The rebound with 2:18 to go. Now the Bulls trying to regain the lead.
Oakley is just throwing Rodman around like he's a feather.
Jordan foul going to the hoop. And will go to the line to try to give Chicago the lead. And looking for points, 57 and 58 on the day. Dumars foul.
His third penalty situation.
Michael Jordan.
Now Jordan receiving this pass, knowing the baseline is open and attacking the basket.
Jack Ramsey of Indiana, who should know, says Michael Jordan has the highest level of skills of anyone who's ever played the game. He misses the free throw, so the best the Bulls can do is tie.
You know, the thing about Jordan, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, every night people expect them to come and perform at another level. And that pressure that they have to come so mentally prepared to play and perform to be a star is just magnificent.
And Jordan has played on another level here. And we're tied at 110, 57 for Jordan as we wind down to 2 minutes to go. The Bulls still have 1 foul to give. Danley has it knocked away. Now Thomas with 10 on the shot clock. Thomas shooting over Vincent. And there's Rodman and a new clock for Detroit. And Chuck Daly won.
To Isiah. In most cases, they go to Isiah Thomas. Chicago, Doug Collins wants his team, number 1, to be aggressive defensively because they still have a foul to use.
After 3 high-scoring periods, the teams have really tightened up in the 4th period. Pistons have outscored Chicago 18-17. It's been a defensive 4th period. Danley inside Dumars. And the rebound by Oakley. Well, they went to Danley as the first option. And now Chicago with a chance to take the lead.
And that's the second layup Joe Dumars has missed in this half.
Thomas on Vincent. Thomas has played terrific defense on Sam in this 4th period. 5 on the shot clock. Vincent off balance. And a loose ball foul against Chicago. That was not a good shot for the Bulls with the clock running down.
The key was the defense by Joe Dumars, denying the ball to Michael Jordan, forcing Sam Vincent to do something he didn't want to do, and that was to force a shot.
And in the process, Vincent picked up his 4th foul. So with 1:08 to go, the Bulls' next foul will put Detroit in the penalty. So we're tied with a minute to go. Lane Beer misses, and Rodman with his 7th offensive rebound of the game. Dennis Rodman doing what he does best. He has really hurt Chicago in all of the games these teams have played with the offensive rebounding. High score. 7 on the shot clock. Dumars. Thomas goes for 3. Lane Beer keeps it alive. Thomas knocked away by Jordan from behind with 24 seconds remaining and 21 on the shot clock, and the Pistons will call timeout to talk it over. Great play by Jordan from behind.
Out of the picture, Michael Jordan. Timing is perfect. Isiah had no idea he was there, knocking it out of bounds and saving a chance for the Chicago Bulls to stay in this ball game.
Jordan and Thomas, who know what it's like to win an NCAA championship. Thomas with Indiana, Jordan with North Carolina. And I'm sure when they were collegians, they were thinking ahead to that Monday night clash. Same group of Lane Beer, Rodman, Dantley, Dumars, and Thomas for the Pistons. Tie score at 110.
Now, the interesting thing, Michael Jordan now goes to Isiah Thomas defensively for the first time in the game. The reason, Doug Collins feels that Isiah will be the man taking the last shot.
Lane Beer setting a screen. Now they double Thomas. And the ball knocked away into the hands of Jordan. 5 seconds to go. And a foul. And Lane Beer commits the foul on Jordan with 4 seconds to go in the game, and he will shoot 2. And a chance to give the Bulls a lead. 5 fouls on Lane Beer. Chuck Daly's face tells it all.
Very frustrating, very frustrating. And he knows that it's going to take some time for this ball club. They have plenty of time, though, with well, 10, 11 games left in the regular season to be ready for the playoffs.
So Jordan is on the line. He is 15 of 17 from the free throw line today. High score. 58 points for Michael Jordan. 4 seconds remaining. And the Pistons will definitely get another opportunity. 4 seconds is a long time. Detroit has 1 full timeout and a 20. Jordan hits the free throw and timeout called by the Pistons. With 4 seconds to go, Detroit needs a bet. If the Pistons don't tie this game, they will fall again and will be only a game and a half ahead of Atlanta. 4 seconds to go. They're going to inbound with Dantley. Thomas inside, fires away. It's over, and the Chicago Bulls, who did not get a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 37 seconds, have won their 5th road game in their last 6. They won 2 out of 3 on the West Coast and came in to Detroit, tired and defeated the Detroit Pistons 112 to 110. 4th loss for the Pistons, and you're looking at the man who lit it up today in one of the fantastic efforts of the year. 59 points for Michael Jordan, who's with Pat O'Brien right now. Pat?
Thank you, Dick. And you're acting like you just won the World Championship. Big game for you.
It was. I mean, we played a very, very exceptional game. We came out on the road. We wanted to get at least 2 out of 4, and we ended up getting 3 out of 4, which is great.
Did you know you were going to be this hot when you came into the game? I saw you before, and you were pretty loose in the locker room.
I really felt good. I kept telling the guys I felt good about this game. We didn't have any pressure on us. All we had to do was just come out and play. For myself, I got off to a great start.
You know how many points you scored?
No, but that's what we won.
59. Couldn't you get 60 for us today?
A win, that's all we wanted.
Okay, Michael, congratulations. Let's go back.
Look at those numbers. 59 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Take a card, any card, Mr. Cunningham. Well, we were treated to an exciting game today. The Chicago Bulls win their